So when we're hearing talk of satellite imagery, I think what you're looking at is imagery quite often that's captured by devices like this one. Looks like a phantom. This morning I saw one that looked like police or military. I'm going to be using the bicycle, motorcycle, and car. I can drive through, well, probably 5 feet of water with a bicycle, maybe a 1.5 feet with the motorcycle, and probably about, I wouldn't go through more than a foot of water with this car. And what I'm going to need to do is take them out to the higher ground at the entrance to our subdivision to get in and out of here. All right, kind of interesting, isn't it? Weather wars, it's happening. They're modifying the weather, causing floods and droughts, moving the population around. What I've done, just to show a little bit of the preparation, is a line of bags around the entrances to keep the water from bridging the doorway, like right over here. And this line of sand right there should do that. I've got a blower to blow water, shovels to facilitate like a little trench. There's a couple of high spots right there in the yard, and all I need to do is take it down a little bit, and just a little narrow trench can allow the water to flow on out to this roadway. When it fills the road and all of this is flat and it's up to the level of our house, I've done what I can do to try and protect the contents of our home. And what I'm also doing is broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube, showing that NASA lies. We didn't go to the moon, we don't live on a globe, and we still got monkeys. And I'm telling on them. How about that? You can't have wind chimes hanging upside down in relationship to other wind chimes. The globe exists in the mind of the deceived and the deceivers. See that? Can't do that upside down. It's not real. People are living in a dream, a daydream, one that doesn't reflect reality. Well, I'll tell you what, here's a reflection on an eternal perspective. It really matters. Please feel free to share my audio Bible playlist, Eternal Perspective, on my YouTube channel, which is of the same name. If you have any concerns about me and you want to call, leave a message, if you will. And you can call any time of the day or night. Because of what I'm doing, I'm dealing with people all around the world at any given time. There's people already trapped in the neighborhood down there that didn't get their vehicles out soon enough. They're not trapped. Their vehicle is. It'll die. Because these vehicles, like a passenger car like this, can't drive through 2 feet of water without, most likely, without dying out. Trucks have a little bit better capacity for that. I'm going to take you out back and just show you a little bit of what it looks like there. See how the water seeks its level in this container? And water does conform to the shape that it's in. However, undisturbed water is flat and level, 360 degrees around. I like my water in the sun. Believe it may add energy to it. It sure gets a lot of people to ask me questions. I've got the air conditioner running hot, or is full on. I got it to about 64 in there. The water that's dripping is coming out of the atmosphere there. The water that's rising here is really nasty looking. There's a film on the water. I've seen petrochemical oil, looks like oil in some of it. Really nasty looking water. Well, we've got businesses in the neighborhood that have flooded, underground tanks that probably have oil coming out. Wouldn't be very healthy to drink this water even with a life-proof straw. I would probably go for the swimming pool water, but I've got water that I saved up. I could flush a toilet with that water. I may do that. I've got plenty of bottled water stored up. What we have here going on is quite a menagerie. Soon that's going to be easy to sort through. And there's a crown here in the lot. A higher spot right in the middle, and it goes away on each side. That's why the bags that are around the door here and this one here to keep the water from even coming into this little shape right here, going from the foundation corner to the foundation across the flat slab. It's 2,200 pounds of 2,400 pounds of sand. Got it at Home Depot. The lady that checked out behind me got the last bag. Timing is important. So I've got flat shovels, like I mentioned, and I mowed a little path between the houses for the water to hopefully travel a little bit more quickly and be easier for me to shovel. If I need to cut a little high spot down, I'm not going to have a trench the whole way. I don't need to. I'll just go where the water is puddling and just make a little cut into the ground to let it drain. Because water seeks its level all over the face of the earth. So right where this car is in a couple of seconds is the low spot. Right there, and there's a drain there. Storm drain. Over on this side, the low spot is right where the drain is. And that's how they do this. I've taken photos of it. Some I'll post. I've taken a lot of video imagery and photography of the world that we live in, and I share it. Want to show you the next pond. They don't have a valve to shut off the water coming in from the swamp, the Waccamaw River. That would be nice if they did. There's no fixing that now. I'm sure I would violate some kind of law if I went to the culvert that's feeding this whole area and threw sandbags in it, but I think I'm going to at least go look at where it is. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. I think I'd be willing to risk throwing a couple of sandbags to stop water from flooding our neighborhood, but it's not just one area. It's coming in all around. That's the problem. It's not just one area, but the point of it is the water that's coming up through the drains in other areas, that would be very difficult to stop. It's happening throughout. But it may be coming in the one area over by the park in our neighborhood. There's a culvert where the water from these retention ponds is designed to leave at a certain level. Well, the problem is the level out there is higher than the level they want to keep our ponds at. So the water seeks its level by going to the lowest point. That's just what it does. All over the face of the earth. The continents that are on the face of the earth rise up out of the water much like a clay seal. I talk about this a lot. It's a big deal because a lot of people are basing their eternal perspective on a false reality, and I'm exposing the reality of the deceivers. I was one of those, unaware that the globe was a lie. Promoting the globe is a lie. I've got somebody talking about the concave earth. I'm not a concave earther. I don't have any biblical evidence that I'm aware of that shows that water does anything other than conform to its container, and undisturbed water is flat and level. I'm a biblical creationist. This is Robert Forsch. Thank you so much for your public and private encouragement. Feel free to call anytime. Or you can see my channel For an Eternal Perspective on YouTube.